Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion. Now today, I'm joined by MJ from Geekless TV. MJ, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Every fucking time, man. Oh my god.
I'm happy to be back.
No, definitely, man. I'm always happy to have you. We've both been super fucking busy at this point. Sorry for my language, guys. God, man. Oh my god. I'm just gonna stop talking right now and just get to the video. Anyway, guys, if y'all watch my video coming out or came out like this past Tuesday, it should be Thursday by the time this video is coming up, but we'll actually see just because of my new schedule. Kind of been a little hard to upload at my regular times, but we're getting over that little hump. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about branching off of that conversation I had with Amber on Tuesday about future Trunks and Mai. Probably not going to be able to make it as a couple in the future just because of their circumstances that brought them together and everything. But it got me thinking, that conversation got me thinking to something a little bit different. And that is, what are they going to do with Kid Mai and Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball Super? The ones that we've been following, the ones that they probably aren't going to not... I mean, I know they're not going to be relevant hugely going forward. It's probably pretty accurate to think that. But they put so much emphasis on this particular arc to not only show that they have feelings for each other, or at least, Kid Trunks and has feelings for Mai, but, there's something there. It's kind of this whole destiny versus free will and choice thing where they were like together and they were meant to be together and everything. And they use that to play off the relationship between future Mai and future Trunks a whole lot in this arc. But it just feels to me, the way Super's been progressing, I just feel like they're just going to forget it. It's like, yeah, it was there just kind of for filler and to kind of help kind of punctuate the point of these two being together in the future. But for the present, it was just kind of this love-struck thing, and we're never going to focus on it. Even if they still have feelings for each other, they're just not going to focus on it. And personally, I feel like that is not the way to go. I feel like that is not something we want going forward. It's just going to be like, wait, wasn't that like a huge part of that last arc? And why is there no progression on that particular front? And a lot of people who are fans of the relationship or just Trunks in general, I think are going to be pissed off if the show continues to go forward and just completely forget that. So MJ, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I feel like they are going to do that, but they really shouldn't. I feel like they've built it up. It was in BOG. Not only was it in BOG, again, they brought it up in this arc. They had the whole little mini weird, as weird as it was, a love triangle thing going on in the beginning of this arc. And they've built it up. Like, they've even had, like Pilaf mentioned before in the previous episodes, hey, since Future Trunks is gone, you can focus on the young master now, focus on him. But then it's like, in this episode, they had recent episodes, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Oh, I'm sure y'all guys have seen it by now, but you get the freaking point. It's like, there's no interaction between them. And then on top of that, like me and you talked off air, Future Bulma's book, her only memento, dead Future Bulma's last memento, was burnt up. I feel like Toei is just wanting to just throw everything that was introduced with the Future Trunks arc out of the story. Like, just get the time machine out of here, get this crap out of here, get the book out of here, get everything out of here, and that includes the relationship between Mai and Future Trunks, which again, Kid Trunks and Mai. I feel like that's just gonna get just swept under the rug, like you said. They're not even gonna focus on it. Who knows? Maybe they could revisit it, but it does not seem like it. It honestly does not seem like it, bro. Like, it really doesn't. I know there's that whole thing that Pilaf mentioned, and was it in the ROF arc? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he goes, we're gonna stay around because we can, like, get free meals. So if that's the case, that means they're still going to be there, right? That means they're still going to be hanging around Capsule Corp. And if that's the case, that means Mai is still going to be... The Pilaf gang, guys, they're still going to be around. These are the new Hercule Satan. This is Mr. Satan and Z when he got introduced in the Cell arc. They're going to stick around. They're going to be around the main cast from now on. That's what at least it seems like. So I guess they could do it, Mark. They could revisit it, but it just seems like no, they're not. Like, with this recent episode, the way Beerus just blew everything up and the way they got rid of everything, it just seems like they're sweeping all this Future Trunks shit and everything that was introduced with it under the rug. That's what it seems like to me.
I completely agree. That's something that's... I personally, like, what are your thoughts on that? I just have a bit of an apprehension for that. I don't want to sit around and be like, well, yeah, that was an awesome arc, but it made no difference. There was nothing really built up or even gained through all of that interaction. No revelations from any characters. No one really had to sacrifice anything. And not even this ship that they've put together in two different timelines now, like, not even that was able to actually fix everything. I don't even know how to say that. Like, how do you feel about that? If this is the one thing that was supposed to be kind of the tangible connection, if they're going to burn up all the time machine and everything else like that, if this relationship was supposed to be the tangible connection between that arc and what everyone gained and everything, and that kind of a momentum, whatever, to the particular gains and sacrifices from that story, and now they're just going to sweep it under the rug. I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm just saying, based off of Super's trajectory for the entirety of this series, it feels really, really kind of compelling of an idea that they're just going to be like, yeah, that was something that happened, but you know what? Just like almost everything else, we're sweeping it under the rug, and you could basically just, if you're watching the DVDs or just the series in general, there's very little of any of this show that can literally just be skipped. I mean, you could start it at any particular arc and you haven't really missed anything, because there's nothing weaving the story together or tightly like grabbing it and making it kind of sway. And changing the subject just a little, but also goes with what you're saying, is that's a big problem with Dragon Ball Super in general. And this whole Mai and Trunks thing, if they forget about it, then I feel like it's just another example of all this stuff that they could have been doing in order to show that, this time skip, this 10-year timeline in between where Dragon Ball Z left off with Majin Buu and stopped in the tournament. They're trying to fill that in. They're trying to give us some perspective of what actually happened. But, all put and all said and done, at least up until this point, there's very little there that indicates why are we watching this. I mean, when they say at the end of Dragon Ball Z that 10 years of peace, it almost feels like, yes, that was 10 years of peace, and now there's no real reason for us to be watching this. Despite all the crap that happened in between, none of it actually mattered or had any real implication for the characters involved. There was no real growth there.
I get your point. I see what you're saying, because I know this is supposed to be like a Kid Trunks and Mai video, but I do get your point on this. It seems like a lot of what's going on here is because maybe they are scared, bro. Maybe they are scared of messing up. Maybe they don't know yet if they want to go past End of Z. Maybe they have not even talked. This is just me speculating. Maybe they have not even talked, Toyotaro, Toriyama, Toei. Maybe they have not even talked about getting to that part yet, the End of Z, because it seems like everything, you think about it, everything is just getting kind of swept. Like Frieza just came and gone. Like, he's barely even mentioned. This happened, this recent Trunks arc happened, nothing noteworthy to the main characters happened. Like, Iwasi went back to his universe, Trunks and Mai went to, I don't know where the fuck they went, and then you had their timeline blown up, and Goku and Vegeta didn't gain really anything from it, except for maybe just getting stronger, and that's it. So, it's not like, hey, I got this new form during my fights with Black Goku, or Goku Black, sorry guys, or I got my power fighting some, there's nothing really that, you are right. You can just kind of skip all this, and I wonder if that's really because they're afraid to go. They don't want to make anything too crazy, they don't want to change any noteworthy that's really going to change the events of what happened at that tournament, or what happened during these 5 years. They're trying to really make it seem like as soon as something happens, boom, 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 psh, and then it's just peace again, They're really trying to force that in there, But at the same time, why are we even watching it then, It's...
I agree. Guys, I know we're kind of a little off topic here, but this is basically, when you take it and you start dissecting what the original topic was, I feel like this is really basically where we're going. Is if they end up sweeping this whole relationship under the rug, then it's just another one of these proofs, these little evidence that suggests that they're literally not trying to rock the boat like MJ was saying, in terms of, they're not trying to disturb what's already been put out there, although at the same time they're getting really, really close to that particular area in which the 10-year time skip is over, just based on just based on even this latest episode. They called out Shenlong again, and suggesting it's been another year. I mean, it's hard, it's really hard to take this and with a grain of salt when you're thinking, well, maybe they really should just go past. They just need to get past. They need to let Goku age or evolve into being Oob's teacher and then take the story from there, if only to have consequences in this story, because without any kind of consequences from this story or interwoven kind of storylines where things are actually affecting one way into another, and we see that progression and that character development, not only just for Goku or Vegeta, but Goten and Trunks and Gohan and all these other people, then I honestly believe, like, when this show gets good and we all really love to see what's going on and what's happening, but they don't actually take that lesson and make it go forward. This is not the 90s or the 80s anymore. This is literally 2016, 2015, 2017, where we're seeing this show. This isn't the way shows or stories are told anymore. And to me, it's a detriment to the show. To me, it's the show's biggest failure up until this point, and some reason why I am always hot and cold with this show in terms of what I really want to see and what I'm not seeing. Hopefully, they change this going forward. In fact, with this whole Hit coming back and someone's been hired to fight Goku.
Your favorite character.
I love Hit. I can't wait to see Hit come back. But at the same time, I don't want them to be like, the person who hired Hit is someone that we've never met before and who has no connection with anything other than what we have. I did a video late on Saturday. When this is going up, it's probably Thursday, but I did a video on Saturday with D-Free about this particular topic, and we basically agreed that it's probably going to be someone we've never heard about before. And it's not like Dragon Ball has never done this before. We basically did this with the Red Ribbon, or with the Android arc and Dr. Gero coming back, where he was never really a thing, but at least it had some tangible connection to something Goku did in his past. If we don't get that, if it's just some random guy who doesn't want Goku to participate in the tournament, that might be one thing. But I feel like it's time for us to start seeing some tangible connection or something where we go, oh my god, that was always there. I just never really saw that in that particular way. I think we deserve that as a community, as a fan base, and everything else. So
maybe Kyle-sama hired him for not, yeah.
My fingers are always going to be crossed for Vados, man. Always crossed for Vados.
But I was just going to say, guys, whatever I'm saying, don't take with a grain of salt. I'm just going by what I watched earlier, and it does seem like they are sweeping this thing under the rug. Also, another reason why they could be playing it safe, bro, is just due to the fact that Mai is nowhere to be seen at the end of Z. And like we just talked about, if they're too scared to touch that area, then that could be a reason why they're going to sweep this under the rug. You know what I mean? But see, people are not going to like this. They aren't going to like this because I know people who are hardcore manga fans and who don't want people to fuck with the ending. Excuse my language. I would have to say, if they got some cool ideas, change the ending. Change it. I mean, make the tournament longer. Have Mai in the crowd cheering on Trunks, Team Trunks.
It would work.
If they have ideas, do it. I don't care. I mean,
I would say this. I know a lot of people have talked about that. It was like, what they should do is just retell the ending from different perspectives, and we see all these other people we didn't see in the original perspective, where you maybe like Whis and Beerus are looking. I know you've put that up there before, is like Whis and Beerus are actually watching them as the tournament's progressing. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, because I know there's a scene where Goten and Trunks are talking on the ring when they've all come out there and everything, and I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that Trunks points a girl out to Goten, who's in the stands that we never see, and that could be Mai. I mean, that's fine.
I get what yeah.
And my point is like, yeah, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. It's just, I wish more than anything, I think the lesson to take from this is I definitely wish that Dragon Ball Super would have the guts to go past this 10-year arc and just allow the story to advance and to actually mean something at this point. But I do believe you. I do think that you're on the right track with that, where the only reason it isn't is because they're afraid. They don't know exactly how long. They don't want to disturb the original canonized ending. Danny would actually get mad if I said canonized because he doesn't believe. But you guys know what I mean. It's like they don't want to disturb that particular ending, and they would rather just kind of tell multiple little stories and not have them really connect or have any real meaning. So as soon as they're done, it's just peacetime over again. So
yeah. I mean, I could think all of us can pretty much guarantee, like I'm talking a 100% guarantee that if they do go past this, they're just gonna go past the tournament and they'll have like a 5-minute flashback of like little quick cuts of like Goku fighting Oob, and that's it. Like that's what they're gonna do. Like they're not even gonna touch any retailing at all. You know, this is gonna be it.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. So, man. Anyway, MJ, thank you for joining me, guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed this conversation. It got a little bit away from what we were originally talking, but that'll be reflected in the title and everything. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all agree, or maybe if y'all disagree, please tell us why y'all disagree. And we're gonna catch you on the next Dragon Ball Super discussion video. Bye.
Bye.